heard of duckbills, forget you ever heard of them.
Yeah.
The difference is unbelievable.
Yep, and so all you got to do is go online like everything else these days and check out the PWC Doctor. And we need to go back to racing. Where is Pro-Am Ski GP? We need you guys and girls on the starting line right now. Let's go.
All right, well, in Moto number 1, Moto number 2, overall winner was Devin Farthing.
Absolutely. You know, Devin dominated Moto number 1 and 2. Really nobody close to him in speed, but in second place was David Cabrera, who has got about over twice as many years on this planet than Devin.
Yeah.
But because he has kept himself so fit, so dialed in, he is just amazing. And, you know, David was telling us yesterday, you know, they have a training facility near where he lives, and he was showing us a video. And if you know about Body Beach in Lake Havasu, that has, you know, the famous training grounds, permanent buoys, always a track set up. Well, where David is here in Florida, not too far away, they have a similar setup.
At a city park.
At a city park, they have permanent buoys, and he maintains that relationship. I think he's the driving force behind that happening. And so they have a whole crew of riders that go to practice there, a good scene going on, and David Cabrera really behind that, and a really, really nice guy, a fierce competitor on the track, but a really good guy.
And our starter out there is saying, let's go. Well, now this one is the only boat on the line. Let's go, guys. I see, where's Devin? Devin getting his beauty sleep. David Cabrera down there. Getting ready to put his fresh helmet on. Shelby Warman ahead of the crew. Getting out there.
Round number 1, our first race of the season here in Sebring. This is going to be a 3-round Triple Crown. Our second round will be announced shortly. It will be in Florida. The location is set, but we're going to wait and make an announcement shortly. But it will be in Florida, really not too far from here. And then the third round will be in Lake Hartwell, Georgia. Always a very, very popular stop on the tour. And that will be our Triple Crown. So we will be making an announcement shortly on the location here in Florida of round number 2.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. Tell you what's exciting right now, Pro Ski GP, motor number 3. We're going to crown a winner here. 5 boats on the line.
Well, David Cabrera making his way to the line. I don't see Devin. Is Devin out there yet? No. Shelby's out there. James Wright's out there.
Valentina's down there supporting the support.
The is that the SXR 1500 of Blaine Spooner down there, if I'm not mistaken?
You are not mistaken, sir.
Thank you. Yep, this is going to be the featured event on the CBS Sports Network television broadcast from here in Sebring, which will be coming up, in a few weeks.
So I'm looking out there on the water, Rick. There's a lot of people going to be surprised at how quickly these jet skis are going by them.
Yeah.
They weren't there to see them earlier.
No, they weren't. So some boats, some pleasure boats are gathering. People out here enjoying a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Sebring, Florida. We are at Veterans Park. Here comes number 201, Christopher Landis, to the line. And we are just about ready to get going. Course Marshal Randy says, come on, let's go.
There's Devin Farthing.
Been waiting for you, which does not make him happy. Devin jogging out to the starting line. Number 116, who absolutely dominated Moto 1 and 2. And expecting nothing less than that here.
Yep.
For Moto number 3, for all the marbles here in Sebring, Moto 3 Pro-Am Ski GP on the starting line.
And let's face it, it's between David Cabrera and Devin Farthing. Can Cabrera get the hole shot? That's what he needs. Try to make Farthing have to go around him.
Oh, yeah. That's a tall task, as we've seen.
Oh, yeah.
But if anybody can pull it off, Cabrera definitely has the ability and the speed. So here we go. Moto number 3, Pro-Am Ski GP. Wow, got lemonade. Underway, here we go.
There they go. And Farthing was off strong, but Cabrera was right there. Farthing going to dive in? No. Cabrera takes the whole shot.
Cabrera right next to him. Cabrera holds off.
Oh, he shut
Farthing.
the door here hard.
Nice job, David Cabrera, doing exactly what you said he had to do. Headed into this third moto, Cabrera is able to push out Farthing and take the whole shot and the lead early on here in moto number 3.
And Spooner gets out in third this time. He's had to work through the pack this whole time. Let's see how Blaine Spooner can do there. And there's the Pro Force of James Wright, followed by Christopher Landis and the 591 of Kyle Febro.
Well, I will also say in regards to Devin Farthing and David Cabrera, Farthing absolutely 100% knowledgeable that he does not need to take the win here in moto number 3. He is not going to take a chance that could cost him the overall. Kind of probably didn't fight Cabrera as hard as he might have in motos 1 and 2.
Because it's not necessary.
That's right.
It's way more important to secure a position in the top 4.
Yep.
Because he would still win the overall.
Less risk.
But that's not Devin, I'll tell you that.
Oh, he's got plenty of time here.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's started to catch up with David a little bit. Over on the far right-hand side, I thought David did a better job in the first lap here. Again, he's got the clear water. Cabrera, he's going to decide inside or outside split. He's liked the inside. It seemed to work for him last time as Devin had to go the wide route, and he's going to follow Cabrera. I think that's the right move for Devin Farthing.
Well, onto the back straightaway goes our leader, David Cabrera, with Farthing in tow. A hard charge in Devin Farthing, really closing the gap quickly on that back straightaway. Went from about 7-8 boat lengths to about 5 very quickly.
And Farthing going for the inside, Cabrera to the outside.
Yeah,
Cabrera's
smart
got the
move.
lead, but Farthing is boiling the water on the inside. Here comes Farthing.
Smart
Cabrera's going to make the turn. Cabrera will stay in front, but Farthing is right there. And Blaine Spooner on that Stockholm SXR 1500 in third and moving away from the rest of the field, Rick.
Yeah, I feel like Farthing is being very, very strategic here in seeing what he can do to get around Cabrera. He is not going to push it to where there's any issues. He'll try the inside line, the outside line, the inside split, whatever split Cabrera doesn't take, maybe he'll try. He's going to work his way up behind Cabrera, and if the opportunity arises, certainly capitalize, but he's not going to push it to possibly do something that could jeopardize his overall.
No question about it, and I think Devin's already made his mind up to the split on the far right-hand side of the course. He likes the inside. He tried the outside. He lost a few boat lengths and said, that's not happening again. I'll just chase him down. And here he is, right behind David Cabrera, your leader, David Cabrera on the number 51, followed by Devin Farthing on the 116, and then Blaine Spooner on the 220. Very impressed with Spooner and his ability to keep up with those two GP boats.
Absolutely, Kurt. And I really feel like Devin is, I don't want to say taking it easy, but he is really taking it easy, trying to work around Cabrera. He's going to put himself in position to make a pass that's not going to jeopardize anything.
Can I just throw this out there, Rick? He's waiting for the old man to tire.
Well, he may wait a long time for that, because Cabrera is so fit and strong. But nonetheless, we saw the first two motos that Devin has faster speed on the track, faster lap times.
Yeah, Devin's going to make the pass this time.
I don't know. I think Cabrera's going to have the top end. Here comes Devin, but Cabrera's already at top speed. But I will say that Devin definitely closed the gap by a couple boat lengths. Devin is not overcooking it. He's not pushing it.
Nope.
He is being very strategic in trying to work his way around Cabrera.
Well, Shelby Warman is out in front of our leader, and he's going to take the opposite, I'm sure. Oh, Devin's having a boat issue out there. He is down in the tray and nursing that thing around. Something's going on with Devin's boat. Well, Cabrera, the only shot he had at the overall, if there was a mechanical for Farthing and he couldn't finish this moto.
Yep. Looks like Devin's running just fine, although there was something going on. Hard to really tell what it is, of course. But he has dropped back way off the pace of Cabrera. Shelby Warman comes by on the 98. 200 is Spooner in third, behind Devin Farthing. Then 201, Christopher Landis in fourth place right now.
I wonder if Devin had to go to reserve tank. If maybe they didn't put enough fuel in. Cause,
I doubt that.
He
can't
slowed
imagine.
down and went down in the tray, and that's all I can think of. Because he seems to be up and running strong now.
He could have pulled a lanyard. The way that racing program is run, I seriously doubt they don't have enough fuel in that ski. I'd be shocked. But stranger things have happened, to your point. We will find out. But he's looking good. I don't even, do those have a reserve on them? I mean, I don't even think.
I don't know.
I don't
That's
think
the only thing I could think of.
I don't
that
think
would allow
they
him
do.
to come back that quickly besides a lanyard, but he still had exhaust coming out, so
I don't think they do.
Halfway flags are out. David Cabrera is like a kid in a candy store right now, jumping up and down on that boat. Hoping Devin Farthing just keeps moving backwards. Not likely, but it's the only shot that David Cabrera has.
Yeah, Cabrera is doing what he needs to do. He put that number 51 GP1 out in front. Regardless of what Devin's doing, he's not what's going on behind him. He's just trying to maintain his pace, keep Farthing behind him. He's doing a good job of that. And wherever the chips fall is where they fall. Right now, he's looking at a second overall with Devin taking the first. I don't suspect that's going to change a whole lot.
That's up to the gods, right?
Devin is not, from the get-go, not pushing it like he did in Motos 1 and 2.
Absolutely. When he didn't get the start, he's like, okay, move over, get out of the pump wash, keep it stable.
Yeah, they talk about this in the pits.
Spooner, again, I am just amazed at how quickly he's able to get that boat around this course compared to the two GP machines in front of him.
Outstanding.
With arguably two of the finest Grand Prix riders on the planet.
Yeah, and Spooner riding for Cabrera Motorsports. And again, David Cabrera tuning these boats. Because of his racing prowess and at the level that he races at, he is able to get the most out of these stand-ups. Out of all watercraft, he knows the tuning, the sponsons, the handling components to use, the ECU tunes to work on the engine management. This guy is dialed in on these boats.
Sponsons, intake rates, pumps, impellers, impeller pushback, pump number of vanes. He's got it all. It's all in that Cabrera knowledge center that he wears on top of
And he's
his
riding.
shoulder.
He's riding. You know, they're training. You know, relentlessly. We talked about his training facility. They're training relentlessly and testing relentlessly.
And we should talk about Christopher Landis, who's now in 4th position. Christopher had a great Moto number 1, came in 3rd, had some issues, was 6th in Moto 2, and looks like he's got whatever it was fixed. He's in that 4th position, going hard, and looked like he could possibly move up and play with Spooner here fairly quickly.
Yep, Landis Racing for Riva Racing, sponsored by the powerhouse dealership out of Florida.
DB.
They have been behind racing since the early 90s when they were established Yamaha Superjet dealers. First met Dave in the early 90s, I think, on the Hot Water Tour. And that was a Yamaha-sponsored affair that they were part of.
Great move by him, by the way. Helped set that business up for the next 30, 40 years here.
Yeah, absolutely. Smart businessman.
Oh, absolutely. And one heck of a skateboarder.
Yeah.
Seriously, crazy good. Well, looks like Devin is not really catching David.
No.
But he keeps looking back every once in a while. And when he sees Spooner getting too close, all of a sudden squirts forward a little bit. I think he's you said it, Rick. He's comfortable being in that 2nd position, ride the rest of the laps out, take the overall, get the trophy, the girls, the fame, the fortune.
Yeah, he does not have any reason to overcook it, to do anything crazy, and he is going to be content. And he's not on cruise control. He's way too fast for that, but he definitely has backed it off just a skosh.
Well, David Cabrera in front of him behind a back marker, and that's really holding Cabrera up for about a quarter of a lap. He's just now making it by, and that's going to give Devin a little bit less space to work with, which is good.
Yep. Cabrera continues to lead, and he is going to be untouched because Devin's just not going to put the effort in at this point. Has no need to try to overtake Cabrera. He gave it a couple little looks early on in this 3rd moto, but decided, okay, David's riding well. He's got a good pace. I don't need it. I'm going to get the overall. If I stay right where I'm at, I'm going to be smart.
Yep. Yeah, that's one thing that Devin Farthing is smart.
Yeah, such a fine young man, 20 years old, now studying at the University of Tennessee.
Very kind young man.
Very, very, very nice, kind. Well-mannered. His younger brother, Talon, just graduating high school now. Going to follow him, following his older brother's footsteps to the University of Tennessee.
How fun.
Pretty cool.
For those two guys.
I imagine they are going to really enjoy themselves.
Yeah, my brother and I were a couple of years apart, so we didn't get to have a lot of that time, but high school was kind of fun.
My college days, I can't even talk about. Oh, man, more fun than should be allowed. There was some studying involved, too.
Yeah, well, I used to go to Stanford all the time because I grew up around there. It's a great campus.
Oh, man, I love Stanford. I've been to a football game at Stanford, Palo Alto.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful area.
Are you talking about the Super Bowl that the 49ers won there as well?
No.
Do you remember that year?
I wasn't there.
Yeah, I was.
No, I went to a Stanford football game. Stanford, Oregon State.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Pac-10.
Good rivalry.
Pac-10.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Was it Pac-10 or Pac-12 back then?
It was Pac-10 then when I went.
Well, Cabrera.
And now the Pac-10's decimated.
There's the Pac-2.
So, David Cabrera continues to lead. Devin Farthing content to pace himself behind Cabrera in second place. White flag out. This is just going to be a
checkered flag right here.
Saturday afternoon ride. David Cabrera will take the win here, moto number 3. But
second overall.
Yep, but it's going to be the 116 GP1. Devin Farthing takes the win overall here today in Pro Ski GP.
And the people's choice, their hero, Blaine Spooner, 36 years old out of Dania Beach, Florida, on that SXR 1500. What an amazing rides that he put in today.
I love that, the people's choice.
Right?
That's great, Kurt. Yeah, riding a stock hold boat against these radical. I mean, you know, let's face it, the GP1s and the Pro Force, you know, the aftermarket hold boats are roughly about 150 pounds lighter.
State of the art, the acceleration, the handling, the stability.
Amazing.
There's just, I mean, the only thing they don't have is the length. And that helps them a lot in the turning. And based on how they're able to build those hulls, they are stable at 70 miles an hour in the rough water. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, you know, over the years we've seen virtually every rider that we watch hop on a GP1, and as soon as they get on that hull, they're faster.
They're competitive.
They're
immediately.
faster.
Hey, Rick, up next, veteran runabout box stock, Pro-Am runabout box stock. On the line, we got a couple of boats here. Here comes the 618 of Trey Williams. Williams, spectacular in moto number 1. He had to settle for second behind Morelli in moto number 2. These two are going to go at it. You know they are. And Domenico Barilla right there in case either one of them make a mistake.
Yeah, these guys have had good battles today. The results have been mixed across the board. Everybody's got, one guy's got a win, another guy's got one win, the second, and so it's going to be good.
Here we go. Pro-Am runabout box stock. Veterans runabout box stock combined. And they're off. And you called it. Morelli with a great hole shot on the inside.
He is the hole shot king.
And Barilla tried to make a move. And Barilla in second position. Trey Williams back there in third yet again. But Williams so good in these corners.
Leo Morelli, the hole shot king here today. Erminio Iantosca working on that boat and helping Morelli. And, man, he has gotten great starts and leads in all three motos, Kurt.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, he just came off a win in Chile just about 4 weeks ago. Is getting back up here in the United States. He'd like to win this moto. That second moto, that would give him the overall, I do believe. Have to check it out. All right, Morelli on the inside. Here comes Williams on the, Morelli on the outside, Williams on the inside. Morelli continues to lead, but here comes Trey Williams.
Here we go again, man.
Once again, it's like a bungee cord between those two boats, right?
You know, it's funny. This is played out the same way. Morelli is getting fantastic starts, hole shots, and a pretty good gap the first lap. It's amazing, and then here we go.
Yep, trying to work it, but it takes a lot more than just that first lap.
Yeah, I wonder what the deal is.
Oh, man, it's going to be closer here. Look at the speed that Trey Williams comes onto the back straightaway with. Definitely was down in position.
Yep.
But at the end of the straightaway, he's got 3 to 4 miles an hour on Morelli.
Yes.
And he just catches up brilliantly there. So surprised he didn't go to the inside right then and there early in the moto.
Well, I sure would have.
And there you go. That's Dominic Barella. Barella on the inside.
Morelli continues to hold the lead down the front straightaway past our flagging tower, or flagging dock, I should say. Flagging scoring dock.
Now, I'm wondering if Leo Morelli didn't get a little talking to from Ian Tosca after that first moto.
Maybe.
You know, and maybe turn the wrenches a little bit, turn the boost, whatever. You know, whatever they could do to make that thing get going a little faster. Or it might have been the other way. It might have been Raleigh telling Ian Tosca, I bought this thing. You told me it would win. And it's won the second moto. He's trying to win this third moto and get the overall.
Well, here
Here comes Trey Williams.
On the inside. Let's see if he can do anything. He's making some good turns this time. You've got to keep those turns tight and fast and do a good job. But, to no avail, Morelli continues to hold that lead.
Well, guess what? If those two finish the way they are, they will tie on points. And Morelli will get the overall by finishing first in the third and final moto. But we got a lot of laps before that happens.
Yeah, we do.
Morelli taking the inside split. And now Trey Williams following him.
Yeah, now he is right where he was about a lap ago. Now we'll see if Williams going to take that inside split, because you know Morelli's going outside. Morelli's not gone inside once today. Here he goes. Williams on the inside, Morelli on the outside.
Oh, it's going to be tight.
This one's going to be a little closer, I feel.
It's going to be
a lot closer. Morelli's going to have the top speed, though, and hangs on to it, but by a little less that time. If Williams continues to attack that inside split there, I think he's going to have success in a lap or two.
No question about it. And, boy, I tell you, down on the beach, you can hear the people screaming for Trey Williams. Brought a contingent of fans with him.
But Morelli's got some great acceleration on that boat, and is able to eke out a little more of a lead at points. And now Williams is really close, but about the split. Look at the top end.
Yeah, Morelli's just
got top
squirting away.
end, dude.
And I think he didn't have that in moto number one.
Morelli's got some top end right now for sure.
Here you go, Rick, just like you said.
Here we go.
Inside, outside. Oh, Morelli's
he's making good turns. Yeah, and Williams is making great turns. Here comes Williams on the inside.
They'll be side by
Going
side.
to be tight. Williams
Morelli's
accelerates. He just has that top end coming out of that back split. Only halfway through this final race. These guys are putting in some laps, Kurt.
Man, I'm exhausted.
Whew. Oh, my goodness. Amazing race here between Morelli and Williams on these Pro-Am runabout box stock. And it's funny how they call them box stock, because they're really not. They're 300 horsepower boats that have modified ECUs. put out significantly more horsepower than that. And they are fast.
They are really fast, and Morelli is really fast on his. Let's see, he's going outside now, and I mean this time Trey Williams says, I'm going outside. I'm going to try and put the pressure on him.
Mistake.
Keep it up, see what it'll do.
Yeah, he should have stuck to the inside split. It was working for him. And yeah, these boats are so deceptive because they're quiet, which is not a bad thing, but they're very quiet.
All right, little chatter on the radio. Looks like Barilla made a little off-course
excursion.
Not too far, but it's cost him a couple of buoys that he'll have to make up.
He's going to have to go hit that makeup buoy hard.
Do the makeup.
Let's go hit the makeup buoy. It's a good buoy. The makeup buoy.
It's a lovely buoy.
Especially with makeup.
All right, inside again.
There he goes.
For
I like it. Williams, he went a little wide that time on that first one, which he has been doing, but he's making some nice turns now. Morelli's going to have that top-end speed again, though.
Yeah.
He just, Williams is like, what can I do here?
Well, he's got to keep doing what he's doing and do a better job on the right-hand side.
That's correct.
It's hard for him to do that because he's in the pump wash of
right.
Morelli the whole way until they get to that split.
That's right.
And even if they take that split together, he's got enough track to get out of it without...
he's got to stay away from Morelli, and there he's doing it.
He's going to the outside.
See, great move that time. Now he's got clean water. He can hook up a little bit better. There's less aeration, less cavitation. But, man, Morelli's got top speed, dude.
He really does, and he's riding that very well.
He's got a little top end on Williams, and that's where he's just not able to overcome that. They get on that back straightaway, and you can see it every lap.
Yeah, now Williams has a chance. This is where it's going to be.
Yep.
It's going to be on this split. It's not going to be this lap, but
no. Morelli went wide. He went way wide. Williams closing back in, but watch him now on the right-hand side. You'll see they're pretty close. They're pretty tight, but whatever Morelli's doing on this right-hand side is really working for him better than what Williams is doing. Because Williams not able to close the gap over here.
I'll tell you why. It's because he is there's not enough track width there or a variety of lines to take. There's one line on that right side, and he's stuck in the pump wash. There's nothing he can do. He's getting aerated water to his pump. It doesn't give him the speed or the pump pressure that he needs to catch up. Oh, this will be close. If Morelli makes a mistake here, Williams could be right on him. Oh, and as I say that...
He went way outside, way wide.
Well, I think he likes it to set up here. He's setting up for this. Oh, and he sticks it, and Williams does too.
Made a mistake. He slides out, coming onto the front straightaway, slides the rear end out. The pressure's on. They're trying to be perfect, and it's so hard to be perfect and precise on every single buoy.
There's some enthusiasm out there, I'll tell you that.
Oh, they're having a great race. You can bet they are having a great time out there racing each other because this has been a wonderful battle to watch from the beginning.
Yeah, it's the setup of these two boats because you'll see Morelli has the top end. Williams has the mid-range. You'll see him scoot up close to Morelli in between the buoys. And this time, look at him set up wide. Williams definitely trying to carry some speed in. Doesn't go wide.
There he goes. Did a nice job that time.
Oh, this could be it.
He did a nice job on that first buoy on the split.
He's got to be quick on this one.
Morelli's going to have the top end. Here comes Williams on the inside. And really close right now. One lap to go. Is it going to be Morelli? He's going to hold off Williams. One last lap, but Williams really close now behind Morelli's boat.
So I'm telling him, take the other split, whatever it is.
I know it.
He's not going to take our advice. He thinks he's better off here staying close until the final time they get through here.
If he can keep it tight on this back straightaway,
right like that.
He got a great drive onto the back straightaway. Morelli once again pulls out a bolt length on the top end, but Williams is going to charge behind Morelli, and Morelli's going to go to the outside. Here comes Williams. Great move. Williams looking good, kept the momentum up on the inside split. This is going to be close, Kurt. Here comes Williams.
Be real close.
Morelli making a turn. He's going to go too wide. Williams on the inside.
And he's going to cut him off. He has the track position, and Williams with the win.
What a battle. Final turn, final lap. Wow, that is some good racing, buddy.
That's what
Good
we
stuff.
like. That is so much fun. Well, congratulations to both our riders. I'll tell you what, I know Morelli's got to be disappointed he lost it in the final corner.
Heartbreaker.
But he was able to hold him off for 2 full motos.
But let's give it to Trey Williams.
Oh, absolutely. He earned it.
Pushed Morelli the entire race. Morelli got the whole shot as usual. Williams continues to pressure him, makes a mistake here and there. A lot of laps in that third moto, and Williams worked it methodically, found the places where he could gain a little bit. He knew taking that inside split was working for him, and he finally was able to get the drive onto the back straightaway that he was close enough to Morelli going into the split that he finally made it work, Kurt.
Well, and honestly, Morelli made a mistake on the second buoy. If he hadn't, he probably would have still won this final moto.
So close.
But I'll tell you what, give it up for Trey Williams.
Yeah.
He put the pressure on Morelli for 2 straight motos. Second moto, Morelli won. Williams wasn't able to get by. This time, the pressure, the race-long pressure took over, and he beat him by a boat length.
That was great racing.
Phenomenal.
No matter how you slice it, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, let's do it again.
Okay.
Call those guys back up here.
That was Pro-Am Runabout Box Stock puts on a great race. Leo Morelli, Trey Williams, well done, guys. And Trey Williams, unofficially, will take the overall in that class.
All right, on the line now, junior ski stock 10 to 12 and 13, 15. Not on the line, on the track, pardon me. In second spot is Kylie Meyer. Out in front, it's Cameron Spooner. Spooner, the 12-year-old out of Dania Beach, Florida. And we know that last name, don't we?
Well, we're talking about Spoon Dog Racing is what we're talking about. And, yeah, Spooners, man. Blaine Spooner having a great day. I mean, probably not as great as he would like, but on a stock SXR 1500 versus those GP1s, heck, pretty darn good. Kudos to him. And then Kylie looking good on the Superjet, looking good on the Vintage 550. So, yeah, kudos to the Spooner family, absolutely. I mean, Cameron Spooner, I want to talk. Kylie riding the Superjet, the Vintage 550. But Cameron Spooner on this Superjet, man, he looks like a seasoned pro out there. He is really able to get down low in the corners, lay that Superjet over, and carve some beautiful turns. Really great riding style. 12 years old out of Florida here. And, man, he is getting better and better. And the way he's looking out here right now, he is, I mean, he's 12 years old right now. You know, God almighty. By the time he's 14, he's going to be threatening the pros. You know, if he continues to make progress the way he has, because he is really adept on that two-stroke Superjet, as is Kylie. Kylie out of Jacksonville. She is 14 now, so we're watching her grow up every season here on the Pro Watercross Tour. and a real fine young rider. Kylie sponsored by Glidwell Racing, GPO Jet Ski, ODI, and FXR. Of course, GPO Jet Ski, makers of vintage parts and accessories for the JS Hull Kawasaki's, the old 550, 440 hulls that are ubiquitous around the country, been used for decades and decades in the sport, how we all started. And a challenging hull to ride, to say the least, compared to the more modern hulls. But at the time, we didn't know the difference. That's what you rode. And in my life, the time I've had on a 550, and 650s for that matter, I really liked the 650. Not as a lot of people would disagree, but I really liked it. And but man, those 550s, a lot of memories, a lot of good times were had over the years by a lot of people. Kawasaki sold a tremendous amount of 550s for many, many years, starting in the 70s, and by the mid-80s, they were selling a ton of those things. As 529, Kylie Meyer comes down the front straightaway on her Superjet. Now, both these riders in the junior class on Superjet, two-stroke Superjets. Now we have to differentiate, since there are both four-stroke Superjets and four-stroke Kawasaki's. But the juniors are riding two-strokes. They have a choice. They can ride a Yamaha Superjet or a Kawasaki SXR 800, as opposed to the SXR 1500 four-stroke. The 800, really a really fun boat to ride. Amazingly easy watercraft to ride for a stand-up. And the white flag comes out for Mr. Spooner on the 23 Yamaha. Sponsored by Mom and Dad, Spoon Dog Racing, Watercraft Factory, Harry Kiwi, and Cabrera Motorsports. David Cabrera of Cabrera Motorsports, helping out a lot of riders. And as Kylie comes down the front straightaway, if I were looking to set up my my new SXR 1500, no question that David would be somebody I would contact to talk about the setups that work the best for that watercraft, depending on what you're going to use it for, recreational riding, racing, so on and so forth. But Cabrera, you see a lot of Cabrera Motorsports now listed in the sponsorship section of our sign-up sheets, and for good reason. Very dialed in on these watercraft. And the checkered flag comes out. Great job, Cameron Spooner. Takes the win here in Moto number 2, and he will go on to race again tomorrow. Moto number 3s for the amateurs will all be tomorrow. The pros will finish up their classes today. Pros race 3 classes on Saturdays. The amateurs race 2 classes on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. And number 529, let's hear it once again, Kylie Meyer. Man, she brings a fan club everywhere she goes. You know, we love to hear you guys root for our riders because they really appreciate it. So much effort goes into making these races happen for these riders between themselves, families. A lot of times, of course, in the juniors case, definitely their families. But everybody out there enjoying themselves. You can see our riders, you know, a lot of camaraderie, everybody having a good time. And always, always fun to see. Thanks again to Ray, Vince, and Smacker, our new personality from CBS Sports Network. Kurt and I always thrilled to work with the crew. And look forward to seeing the television show coming out in a few weeks on CBS Sports Network. Race 15 on the line. Amateur ski stock and ski four-stroke stock superjet. So Janio Bermudez on the number 5 Kawasaki SXR 1500, and he's 29 years old, and he's going to square off against now they are in separate classes, mind you, but for our entertainment purposes here today, we are seeing a Yamaha 4-stroke superjet go against a Kawasaki SXR 1500 4-stroke, and we don't really care that they're in different classes, and frankly, I don't think they really care they're in different classes.
Nah.
They're lined up next to each other, the racers, and guess what?
Yeah, they're racers.
they're going to race.
What the heck?
They're going to race, and it's fun because we always like to see the comparison of the two different watercrafts. Honestly, my take is I wish they'd have been made very similar and same specs and everything so that they would be directly comparable, but that's water underneath the bridge, and we move on and just enjoy it as it is.
Was that Eric Medlin there?
That is Medlin on the Yamaha Superjet out in front. Janio Bermudez on the SXR 1500 behind him, and should be a good battle.
Well, we've got, after this, 3 more motos, and I want to let everybody know, after the final moto, after race 18, we're going to go right into our trophy presentations behind the Tower of Power here. We've got the trophies and paperwork up here already for our 2 pro classes, Pro Ski and Pro Runabout, box stock, and that'll be the end of the day.
All right. Well, Medlin out on that stock 4-stroke superjet with the lead over Janio Bermudez, and they were just about this distance apart in the first moto, if I'm not mistaken, Kurt.
Rick, I was just going to say to you, literally, deja vu all over again.
Are we watching
Doesn't this look familiar?
Are we watching the first moto over?
And it just blows my mind that Bermudez is able to throw that big hulled SXR 1500 around. I mean, he's really making that thing turn well. Kind of reminds me of Spooner.
He's a small-statured man, and he is a really talented rider because he is, 29 years old. So the power-to-weight ratio on that big 1500 is really in his favor.
Significant. Well, let's see what happens when he gets on the back straightaway. What about the top-end difference of these two?
Well, we know that Kawasaki, stock versus stock, is going to have significant top end.
And in a rougher water, if it was rougher, it would be even better for the Cowie.
It would be a little bit more of an advantage, to be sure. However, you also have to make him turn.
And Bermuda's doing that using the tighter inside course.
He is.
Thinking he needs to try the outside. He's not close enough that the pump wash is going to be
I think
as critical.
On that SXR 1500, just throwing it out there, I don't really is neither here nor there, but my take is you would want to maintain the fastest way around the race course in terms of the least amount of tight corners that you have to make versus the Superjet would be an advantage when the track is tighter, the tighter parts of the track, let's say, versus the Kawasaki, which is a bigger, heavier machine, longer machine, slightly.
Well, I'll tell you what, this last trip to the far right-hand center of the course, Eric Medlin found a shortcut, or Bermudez really stuffed it somewhere because he lost. He's twice as far back as he was the prior lap here. That was the halfway flags. After this, 2 more laps to go, I believe.
Well, Medine is making no mistakes out there. He just looks very smooth, just really enjoying his ride on that Superjet. My mistake. There is an L in there.
It's hard to see.
Medlin. I said Medine, but at first I looked at it and I thought, oh, wait, I'm saying it wrong. There's not an L there. And upon closer inspection, thank you, Kurt, there is an L there.
You're welcome. Potato.
Exactly.
Medine, Medlin.
Yeah.
We'll get it right on the trophy.
Depends where you're from. All right. Nothing like pro watercross on a Saturday afternoon, I say.
Hallelujah, sir.
Great time here in Sebring, Veterans Park. The LIQUI-MOLY Pro Watercross Triple Crown presented by JETTRIM. Rick Lake up here with my good buddy, Kurt Nolenberg. And, man, pretty lucky. Couple lucky guys up here, huh?
Oh, yeah, we're having a ball.
Always a good time.
It always is a good time at Pro Watercross. And
we have fun.
As always, our thanks go out to LIQUI-MOLY, our title sponsor, JETTRIM, our secondary sponsor, and the finest mats on the planet. LIQUI-MOLY, of course, with worldwide #1 competition oil by far. They're in Formula One. Any kind of racing you can think of.
Yeah,
they've got a lubricant for it.
Yeah, I was saying earlier on the world stage, LIQUI-MOLY involved in all levels of professional racing, motorcycle, car, boat, the highest levels in the world, and LIQUI-MOLY is very prominent.
Right, and they're doing that with huge success. It's not just like they're doing
it.
They're not just throwing money at it. Their products are getting used in the machine, and they build better ones.
And Medlin takes the checkered flag and the win, and Bermuda's behind him in second, and they'll go into tomorrow's races in that order. Yeah, LIQUI-MOLY, as I said earlier, Kurt, have kept our course martial boats alive.
Which is saying a lot.
I don't think
they are not treated very well.
I was saying, I don't think anything's tortured harder than those watercraft.
Well, I mean, imagine this. You get up in the morning, somebody presses your button, and they make you drag, 200 pounds of bricks behind you all the way out.
What those boats go through.
Right, repeatedly, and that's before the races even start.
And then a lot of idling all day and just things that are hard on your boats, hard on motors, and
hard on everything.
Non-stop use. And since we've gone to LIQUI-MOLY, we have had zero problems with those Kawasaki's, and I will give a little kudos to Kawasaki's engineering department because
absolutely
they are very good power plants and skis.
And unfortunately, those boats did not get the best service early on in their lives.
But thanks to LIQUI-MOLY, they are working just fine, and this has been, I think, 4 years.
Somebody's a little excited there on the line.
Oh, that is Brian Oler. He's on the line with.
Brian's got to back out of that throttle. Let his guys get him straight.
Grumpy's a little slow to the line this moto. Randy's sitting there looking at his watch.
All right, do we need holders out there? We got any holders. Anybody wants to hold? Here's your opportunity to get out there.
Here comes Grumpy.
Here we go, Jeff. Thank you so much.
Jim Devlin on the outside, the wily veteran.
He's there just idling. He says, "Now you guys go. I'll make it up later."
Well, Jim doesn't have a supercharger, so
right.
He's not going to worry about the hole shot.
He doesn't have to spool up. He just goes.
Yep. Look at it. He's just going to sit there, and when the flag goes, he pins it. That was not much of a disadvantage for Jim.
No, Troy Weeks, though.
With no holder.
Troy Weeks getting the hole shot. That's the first one this weekend for Troy.
Everybody look out on the beach. Troy Weeks is in the lead.
Now, you shouldn't say, yeah, you should say that. Okay.
We love Troy.
Absolutely. He is an aggressive racer in all types of racing.
Motorcycle racer.
Yep.
And he's getting the hang of this watercraft thing, isn't he?
Boy, he's getting the hang of it now. He is out front, large and in charge. Troy Weeks out of Wachuli, Florida, on the Kawasaki, 61 years old, and making it happen, Captain.
He is a, hare scrambles?
Yeah, champion.
Rider. Real top-level motorcycle racer, off-road racer. And he, came to race with Pro Watercross 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, and as Oler is taking a water sample on the left side of the course.
Yeah, Brian getting a good opportunity to check out the lake here at Sebring.
But, Troy Weeks, he had issues this first race. Boy, did he have issues.
Like many of us. Like
everyone, yeah.
But he started out with a sunk boat.
Yes, he did. And look out for the course marshal, Troy. Randy wasn't looking at Troy, and Troy made the turn and barely missed Randy. Okay.
You're saying go, 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 go.
Oh, my goodness. Beginner Beginner runabout box stock is a thrill a minute.
Well, Brian Oler, it really shook him up there. He's like not chomping on the bit to get back out there, which is too bad because he won moto number one.
Well, we didn't see it, but he may have gotten pitched. He may have high-sided.
Yeah, well,
which will put a little damper in your program.
Well, he's a lap behind now, but he was pretty fast. If he can get back up in the mix tomorrow, he'll be in it for the third and final moto.
He's got a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Weeks, it's all about Weeks now. As soon as I say that, Troy blows way by.
He just gets excited, overshoots corners, and that big Kawasaki Ultra, it's just a monster. He's a Kawasaki guy through and through.
Yeah, he made that very clear. Cross flags halfway through, 3 down, 3 to go.
Troy Weeks riding for Lakeview Water Sports. And, boy, he is an enthusiast. I just love it.
And here comes Devlin. Devlin making the move into second position. First in his class, of course.
And Grumpy and Devlin going side by side.
Grumpy thinks better of it. I think that's wise.
Devlin 66, Grumpy 67.
Yeah, but Devlin's got a lot more racing experience. Looks like we got a fire over there.
Yeah, I see that. Which direction is the raceway?
You're right. I don't know. Well, there's that hotel. The closed hotel. Yeah. That's where we ate. Oh, yeah. It could be.
All right, Troy Weeks down the front straightaway one more time with the lead on that Kawasaki Ultra 310.
Up next, race 17. Beginner ski stock, vintage ski.
310 horsepower. That supercharged Kawasaki power plant. The same power plant, by the way, the 4-stroke 1500 that is used in the stand-up, the aftermarket stand-up holes, as well as the SXR 1500 stand-up. But on the runabout, they throw a supercharger on that and up the horsepower from 160 to 310.
That's a big difference. I'll bet you
compression can do that.
I'll bet you it uses slightly more fuel.
I was just going to say, I can tell you from experience
yeah.
that boat is really, really fun to go riding on, just to go have fun.
But it's thirsty.
But you better be ready to fill the tank, because I have ridden those and spent days on them. And you can go through a tank of gas you can easily go through a tank of gas in 2 hours.
Well, Grumpy pulled off the track over here on the far right-hand side, so looks like he's done.
Yeah, you go through a tank of gas in 2 hours on one of those, Kurt, and it's a 20-gallon tank.
Yeah.
White flag comes out. 1 lap to go for Troy Weeks. Jim Devlin down the front straightaway. But this race, all about Troy Weeks. Troy's going to take a win here, Kurt. If nothing, as long as he stays on course for another lap, which I think he's starting to get this thing down.
Where's some wood? It's not over till it's over.
No, you can say that again. But
I'm going to say it again. It's not over till it's over.
He's looking good down that back straightaway.
Good.
Got the big Kawasaki coming around the left-hand side of the track into the splits. One more final time for Troy. He's going to be pumped up taking the win here.
Oh, yeah.
He is going to be pumped up here in just a few more turns.
You know who else is going to be pumped?
Lakeview Watersports.
All those people watching us on the World Wide Web. We've got a
Troy
Argentinian
Weeks
rider here.
takes the win on the Kawasaki, Kurt.
Great job by Weeks. Here comes Devlin. Devlin in that 1100, IROC 1100 class. And another win for Jim Devlin.
And we got a guest up here in the tower, Kurt. Who we got?
Well, Leo Morelli, you may have seen him earlier today.
I sure did.
He fought a champion's fight, moto after moto after moto, and in the final turn, the end of the race, came in second by 6 feet. Having said that,
amazing.
Was a phenomenal ride for him on a new machine, by the way. Rick, you want to let him have your microphone? Leo, tell me a little bit about your visit here today. You go ahead and talk to us about Arminio and your friendship, where you came from Argentina.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Chilean race that you just won, and do it all in 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Okay, that's what with 12 seconds. Okay. In the first place, hi to everybody, and thanks all the people is here. Appreciate all the time to take for make this. Probably I'm going to make this again in the next months, but in the first place I want to say thank you to Arminio and Tosca.
Great to see him here.
You know who is it?
Oh, we've known him since he was 12 years old.
Yeah, he's a guy. He's for there.
He's a great guy.
There's a lot of people here, pro like him, like Dustin. As for me, it's proud to be here in these races. It's a long trip from Argentina, right?
I was just going to say, you are representing Argentina very well, Mr. Morelli.
Oh, thank you for that. But
Yeah.
I lose that the last race, right? This guy,
Nobody
Troy,
wins every race.
Troy. This was difficult.
He did a good job.
Yeah, I did a good
He
job.
did a good job.
Yeah, so,
But he was the only one that was close to you.
yeah, almost. But maybe next, probably, I want to try it.
Well, you're a multi-time Argentinian champion, 3 times there, twice Chilean champion, for 1 time the Jet Raid World Cup champion.
Yeah, I
Is there
won-
anything you haven't won?
Yeah, here. You see
Okay.
it? I lost recently.
We'll come
5
back
minutes
next
ago.
year. We'll do it again.
I want to try and thank you for these seconds to thank to everybody.
No question about it. Anything you want to say to your sponsors or people at home?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to Arminio. Riva Racing helped me a lot, and BP Racing Fuel always were there. So thank you to everybody. See you the next.
Great job, Leo.
Thank
Can't
you.
wait to see you race again.
Thank you.
Very proud to have you racing with Pearl Watercross. And up next, beginner ski stock vintage ski. Rick, who's out there?
Oh, man, it is
Is that Kylie Meyer again?
Kylie Meyer on the vintage 550. And it's Alexandro Osoyo. I got butchered that one, didn't I?
Osoyo.
Osoyo
IAL.
on the Yamaha. Yeah, so with Kylie on the vintage boat. Down the front straightaway, boat number 1, Kylie Meyer. Of course, Kylie racing in the youth classes as well.
That's the Kylie Meyer fan club out there.
She's got the biggest fan club on the beach
Oh, yeah.
every race.
I don't know if it's the biggest, but they're the loudest for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I want to make a short announcement after race 18, the next race coming up. Immediately after, we're going to have our award ceremony for Pro Ski GP and Pro-Am box stock. We got the trophies and the paperwork ready, so at the end of race 18, wait a couple of minutes, and if you want to head on over, those of you that competed in that class and everybody that would like to see the trophy presentation, please come on over, and we'll show you some fun. All the other trophies will be given out tomorrow, of course, for the amateurs.
On the water right now, race 17, beginner ski stock, which is number 113, Alexandra Osoyo, out of Orlando, Florida, 22 years old, on the Yamaha Superjet. And, of course, the aforementioned vintage ski rider, number 1, Kylie Meyer, out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Talking into the thing, I don't have a button press. That was good.
Kylie front straightaway, sponsored by Glidwell Racing, GPO Jet Ski, and ODI and FXR. You know, the GPO Jet Ski Company, they are a manufacturer of vintage jet ski parts and accessories. Got some really cool looking parts that they produce. We saw them last year on the tour.
Yeah, absolutely cool.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Fluorescent day glow paint, electrostatically painted aluminum. So it brings me right back to the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, yeah, totally. And, you know, a lot of people out there loving those 550s still, putting a lot of work into them. And GPO Jet Ski is a good company to check out online for those parts and accessories in different colors, especially like you said.
Well, Kylie Meyer tearing this track up on the inside now. Alexandra Osiel looks over, but and Kylie goes down. She was going to make the lap. To lap, Osiel got a little bit enthusiastic there. Took a water sample. Now she's going to have to work it back up. It's a white flag. Final. Oh, no, this is the checker flag for Kylie Meyer. Give her a round of applause, folks.
Nice job, Kylie. Good job on that 550. Hey, she rides a Superjet, the 550. That's pretty cool. Impressive. All right, checkered flag comes out. Alessandro Osocio comes in. And that'll complete race number 17. Race number 18 on the line. Grumpy's back on the line.
Here we go.
You're getting some laps today, Grumpy.
Patrick would be proud.
All right.
Well, just when you thought it was safe,
Yeah.
Brian Oler, Marcio Benedetti, and Grumpy Patrick Saranich. Oh yeah, everybody's cheering on Grumpy.
1.1 in your hearts. Oh, we did. Troy, you looked really good out there. We miss it. We miss it.
Well, we still talked about it, Troy. Yeah, we'll probably talk about it every time we see it for the next 3 or 4 years.
For the rest of your life.
Whichever comes first.
All right. Amateur runabout box stock. This race number 18, moto number 2 for them. They'll do their third moto tomorrow. Amateur runabout box stock. Again, these are very high-end watercraft, state-of-the-art sit-down watercraft with supercharged power plants. Both the Sea-Doo and the Yamahas putting out a whole heck of a lot of horsepower. Essentially what you can buy off the showroom floor. These are tweaked a little bit.
And they're off.
Boy.
Is it Benedetti?
It looks like that ski on the inside, the Kawasaki. Oh. Well, not a Kawasaki. What I'm talking about, the Yamaha or the Sea-Doo of Benedetti. You're right.
Yeah.
Taking the
another hole shot.
Early lead. He's pretty tuned in now. He is having a good day today.
Oh, yeah. And Brian Oler. He's got something to make up from that last moto. Look out, Grumpy.
He's had his ups and downs.
Yes, he has. But he has got Grumpy Saranich in his sights right now. And as soon as he makes that pass, assuming he does, Benedetti. All right, Benedetti taking the outside, extending his lead.
He has been smooth all day on that Sea-Doo, and he's just gotten better every time we've seen him ride, Kurt.
Yeah, he had a little hiccup in that first moto, but boy, he recovered from that, went on to win the moto, and now it's just like, goodbye.
Yep, he's looking good. And now Oler has gotten by Grumpy to take over second place.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to do that when you're 34 years younger than the guy you just passed. 34 years younger.
That doesn't seem possible.
Right? I know. Yeah, Grumpy had the gets the trophy for oldest rider today at 67.
Man.
Seems like he might have been 67 for the past couple of years, too.
Oh, my.
Here comes Brian Oler. Oler getting down in that aerodynamic crouch. Oler pushing hard. Brian Oler had second in moto number 1. He'd sure like to get a first in moto number 2. He and Benedetti would be tied going into the third final most gruesome moto. And we'll be doing that tomorrow. And as I say that, Brian Oler cannot resist the taste of the water here in Sebring. He took another water sample.
Man.
And our course marshal's going out there to make sure he's safe.
I hate to see it.
I do too. Marcio Benedetti has no such feelings, Rick.
No, no, he doesn't.
It's like, get out of my way.
He's on a nice, quick Saturday afternoon jaunt.
Oh, he's doing great. Looks strong. Arms are up in the full-on attack mode.
Halfway through the moto. Man. You get tossed off one of those big runabouts. It takes a little bit to get back on board and shake out the cobwebs and reacquaint yourself with reality.
Right? And let's face it, the final mode of the day on these hard-to-turn runabouts, I mean, they're not hard to turn unless you're trying to race them.
Yeah,
and you're putting out significant physical effort. And the third and final moto is, listen, once you go down in that moto, it's just surviving until you see the checker flag.
Yeah,
you're exhausted.
Yeah, 300 horsepower and about 900 pounds. And you got to, pilot them precisely through the turns.
Yeah, physically and mentally just
at speed. It takes its toll.
It does.
Well, what we see is the guys on the runabouts get ejected at times.
Hard.
I mean, they get tossed sometimes 20, 30 feet through the air.
Yeah, well, you're going 60 miles an hour and that boat stops and you don't, you're going for a ride.
You're going for a flight.
Take it from an ex-road racer who's experienced that multiple times.
It's called ragdolling.
Oh, ragdolling.
I bet you've done that.
Multiple times.
I cringe when I think about you ragdolling, Kurt.
You know what, though? I'll be honest. The majority of the crashes I had.
The majority.
Dude, I crashed at 66% of my race weekends the first year I raced.
And you never gave it another thought.
I was also
I'm in the wrong
top
sport.
2 in the nation because you had 2-day races, qualifying and then finals. So if I crash in qualifying, I can still make the final in an LCQ. And I did it on a bike that looked like I went through an alley that was about 2 inches too narrow. Both sides of the bike were sanded. I mean, when I sold that thing, it was like, well, it's kind of like an art piece. All right, white flag out. Final lap. Marcio Benedetti having himself a day.
Yeah, he is. He's enjoying. We've seen him have his ups and downs in pro watercross, and it's really good to see him really looking good here and having a wonderful day of racing.
Yeah, great to watch somebody, a good guy have a good ride.
Yeah, it really is.
And Benedetti, absolutely one of the most fun guys there in the pits.
Grumpy coming down the front straightaway, taking the white flag and taking the checkered flag. Mr. Benedetti.
Yep. Oler coming through, and now, of course, we'll have all our final motos tomorrow. Two sets of motos. Yep. As Mr. Oler goes by, we're going to get back into sport class. Michael Osborne.
Going to put in some hot laps, and that's going to do it for Amateur Runabout Box Stock. And we need to give out our awards here in just a minute for Pro-Am Ski GP as well as Pro-Am Runabout Box Stock.
Well said.
Thank you.
And enunciated, I must say.
Well, that is the proper way to speak.
So saith you.
To enunciate clearly, Mr. Nolenberg.
Thank you, mister. Mr. Lake.
All right. And
Grumpy.
here comes Grumpy, going to finish out the afternoon on his runabout.
Oh, looks like Course Marshal Randy's going to take on Michael Osborne.
Going to have some hot laps here.
Sport versus runabout. Who's he going to be?
Michael Osborne on the Sea-Doo HX.
Well, Rick Lake,
Yes, sir.
you and I just
Hi.
kind of closing down the day here to the
Yep.
World Wide Web.
We are.
Want to let everybody out there know we had a special time this weekend.
Yeah, Sebring is always special. We always have a good time here. You know, Pro Watercross, about 20 minutes away, is professional GT sports car racing. Real high-end stuff as well. And but what a great city for professional racing, Sebring, Florida.
100%, Rick.
Historic.
Historic.
Yep.
And as we wind down the final moto of sport class going on behind us,
Yep.
I just want to put a big shout out to everybody that watches the live stream. We wouldn't have it if it were not for Maverick, Richard Ignacio, streaming for life.
Hello. Oh, Mav,
Yeah.
he makes it happen. The magic all
He
happens
does.
up here with him.
Yeah, it's without him, no magic.
If you like electronic gizmos and cameras and every kind of, I don't know,
All right, well,
toy
Rick,
you can think of, he's got them.
let's say goodbye to everybody. I'm Kurt Nolenberg,
Rick Lake,
and we are out of here.
that's it.